to question 3. Let's come to question 3. Delight Engineering Solutions, a hypothetical company, is manufacturing product CAF5 from use of single raw material CAI 100. Two major departments operational in Delight. Okay, you keep reading the question. Go through the question.
Page this question is in?
Sorry?
Question.
Not able to hear.
So what page the question
30,
is in, sir?
38. This is additional
additional material.
Additional material.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, this company is into manufacturing of this product CAF5. They're using a raw material CAI 100. From purchase and store, you have collected the following data: annual consumption, list price, ordering cost, carrying cost, EOQ model. Purchase manager said if you implement JIT, ordering cost will increase, carrying cost will reduce. Also, you will have some stock out cost. Insurance cost is also there. Some working capital requirement saving will also be there. Further, production and engineering department supported by marketing department, that presently the average production is 150, although for next month's demand will be this much. Maximum capacity, casual labor. Explain JIT purchasing, JIT production and its effect and the effect of its introduction. Compute cost saving if it moves to JIT purchasing, if it moves to JIT production. I'm not discussing the first one. You know what is JIT purchasing. The objective of JIT purchasing is to coincide purchase of raw material and consumption of raw material. So your objective is to have zero raw material inventory. You don't want to do any kind of inspection when the material arrives. You do a pre-inspection of your vendor, certify him to supply it. You assume that the vendor is reliable. You are also okay to pay a premium price for all that. That is as far as your JIT purchasing. JIT production is basically a system wherein the production is done in such a manner that it coincides with the sales of the product. The objective obviously is to have zero FG inventory. Objective is to have zero FG inventory. I'll discuss on part 2 and part 3. Cost savings if you move to JIT purchasing. JIT purchasing means that EOQ versus this, and JIT production is what we have been doing in the previous sessions. Okay, I think JIT purchasing both we have done in the previous sessions. Just a minute. Okay, so let's start with this. Working note 1. Working note 1. Cost savings due to JIT purchasing. I'm extremely sorry, some confusion has come because of this two materials and all. We couldn't add this additional material to the main material, otherwise I would have done that. COVID, and because of which we couldn't get a new lot of materials printed out. Even this material we couldn't give on time, so I'm extremely sorry about that. I'm discussing additional material, question 3, page 38. I'll start telling that before I start a question now onwards. Additional material, question 3, page 38. Cost savings due to JIT purchasing in that note 1. Computation. Someone is unmuted. Can you please go on mute? Computation of EOQ. Computation of EOQ. I'll have to know what is the current EOQ of the company. I had done this earlier in another chapter. When we were doing this topic, I have discussed this. So please start doing this EOQ, computation of EOQ. You should know how EOQ is calculated. EOQ is equal to two into annual demand of raw material, 2 into annual demand of raw material, ordering cost per order, annual demand of raw material, ordering cost per order. Carrying cost is expressed as a percentage. That's a percentage of purchase price. That's a percentage of purchase price. Three hundred units. 300 units. This is what I place as an order every time. I've been placing 300 units order every time. Now let's do the comparison and see is there saving or whatever extra cost. Comparison of EOQ and JIT. Comparison of EOQ and JIT. EOQ and JIT. EOQ and JIT. Okay, I'm planning to implement a JIT system in that ordering cost is going to increase, carrying cost is going to come down, some stock out information is there, some insurance information is there, and some interest information. Totally some 5 costs are there. 5 costs are there. First is let's analyze ordering cost. Quantity per order. Sorry, first is annual demand. Quantity per order, number of orders, ordering cost per order, total ordering cost. Let me first write only the EOQ part. Annual demand, quantity per order, number of orders, ordering cost per order, total ordering cost. Annual demand, quantity per order, number of orders, ordering cost per order, total ordering cost. 1800, 1800, 300, Now, when it comes to just in time, I've been just given one information saying my ordering cost will increase by 50%. My ordering cost will increase by 50% when I shift to just in time. I don't know it is because the ordering cost per order changes, number of order changes, what is the quantity per order. I don't have any of them. I don't want to know it also. The only thing I know is my ordering cost will be 18,000. This will be 1800. Other things I don't know. I have no idea. And I'm not trying to get into that. If I want, I can get the answer. But the thing which is very clear to me is it's going to be 18,000. 18,000. I hope you remember what we have been doing in this. Average inventory, carrying cost per unit, total carrying cost. Average inventory is half, always half. Carrying cost per unit is 80. Again, I don't know what is average inventory, what is carrying cost per unit. This will go down by 90%. Will go down by 90%. Objective is in fact what we normally try to do, zero carrying costs, which is practically not feasible because we may not get into a zero inventory kind of a scenario. Zero inventory is practically not feasible. Total carrying cost 12,000 and 1,200. $12,000 and 1,200. I also have few costs more. Stock out cost, insurance cost, and interest cost. Stock out, insurance and interest. Stock out, insurance and interest. Stock out is I will be losing 5 units which can't be served due to non-availability of stock and failure of delivery. 5 units I'm going to lose. Contribution from each unit is 1,200. I'm going to lose 5 units. 5 into 1,200. This is a loss for me. 5 into 1,200. 5 into 1,200 is a loss for me. Into 1,200. I'm also going to reduce insurance cost by 400 rupees and interest by 500 rupees. There's going to be saving. Insurance will come down by 400. Why insurance comes down? Because you're maintaining lower inventory. So minus 400 minus 500. I don't know the exact insurance cost as of now. There is a saving of 400 and 500. So I've written minus 400 and minus 500. Minus 400 and minus 500. Minus 400 and minus 500. Insurance cost is 400 rupees. Interest cost is 500 rupees. There's a saving which they have mentioned. There's a saving which has been mentioned. Cost increase in JIT. There's no saving here. I'm not saving any money in the end. The question wanted what is the cost savings in JIT. There's no saving. Cost saving is technically minus 300. Cost saving is technically minus 300. Cost is going up by 300 rupees. Cost is going up by 300 rupees. Cost is going up by 300 rupees. Going up by 300 rupees. Next part is on JIT production. On JIT production, what we do is we compare two elements. What are the elements we compare? Overtime cost vis-a-vis the inventory carrying cost. Overtime cost vis-a-vis the inventory carrying cost. Overtime vis-a-vis the inventory carrying cost. Any doubts on this? Any doubts on this? Next, working note 2, computation of cost savings in JIT production. Cost savings in JIT production. I'm not going to do anything new, just that JIT was done some time back. You're basically going to do something like this. You're going to do the carrying cost here, and then you're going to calculate the overtime cost and do a comparison. Carrying cost and overtime cost and do a comparison. Note 1, computation of carrying cost under existing system. Carrying cost under existing system. We are doing this analysis for a 4-month period. We are doing this analysis for a 4-month period. For a 4-month period. Opening stock, add production, less sales, closing stock, average stock, carrying cost per unit, and total carrying cost. You do this, please. Opening stock, add production, less sales, closing stock, average carrying cost, total carrying cost. Carrying cost is 5200. Carrying cost is 5200. Carrying cost is 5200. I hope this is clear. Anyone still doing it? Okay. Now I have to move to JIT. Good part of JIT is I will not have any carrying cost, but if I exceed 150 units, if I exceed 150 units, I have to do overtime. I have to do overtime. So working note 2, computation of overtime cost under JIT system. 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 Under
Sir,
yeah.
I have a doubt. Sir, in carrying cost, they told the carrying cost is reduced by 90%.
That was for inventory, raw material.
Okay, sir. For JIT purchase, we consider inventory, right, sir?
Sorry,
For JIT oh,
this is JIT
so here
production.
the okay, sir.
I'm comparing JIT production now. That was your raw material part. We have done with JIT purchasing analysis is completed.
Okay, sir.
Our earlier analysis was on CAI, whatever that, yeah, CAI 100, which is the raw material. Now we are analyzing CAF 5, which is the finished product. Both the things are asked in this question. Point number 1, sales/production. Sales and production will match. Sales/production. Sales/production. Normal production, overtime production. Normal production and overtime production. If you exceed 150, you will have to do overtime. Exceed 150, you will have to do overtime. If we exceed 150, we will have to do overtime. Whenever I'm exceeding that 150, I'll have to do overtime. Now listen, overtime, just a minute. Casual labor is not available in the market. Overtime rate will be 200%. Overtime rate will be 200%. 20 man hours are required for producing each unit, and labor rate per hour is 3 rupees. Labor rate per hour is 3 rupees, and 20 hours are needed. So basically I need 200 hours here, 20 hours, and I'll need, sorry, and 400 hours. This is my requirement. 200 hours for month 2, 20 hours per unit, 20 hours per unit, and 400 hours for month 4, 400 hours for month 4. Just give me 1 minute. ठीक है. 200 hours and 400 hours is my requirement. This is my requirement. The labor rate per hour is 3 rupees. This is 3 rupees. Overtime rate will be 200%. Overtime rate will be 200. Sorry, this is 600 hours. 600 hours. Overtime rate will be 200%. So my overtime rate is rupees 6. I'll have to pay 6 rupees. Now listen, there's a very important concept. Be very, very clear on this. I'm now writing the overtime cost. Listen, 10 into 20 hours per unit into 6. I'm just doing into 6 as of now. I'll explain something. 30 into 20 hours into 6 rupees. Into 6 rupees. 6 rupees is the overtime rate per hour. 6 rupees is the overtime rate per hour. 6 rupees is the overtime, not the overtime premium. Premium means extra. Extra is only 3 rupees. Overtime rate per hour is 6 rupees. I am making an assumption here. Listen very carefully. I'm making an assumption that in month 1 and month 3, I'll still be paying laborers for 150 units. I'm making an assumption in month 1 and month 3, I'll be paying the laborers. For example, what I'm trying to say here is, in a normal scenario, it's like this: 150 into 20 hours into 3 rupees. 150 into 20 hours into 3 rupees. This is normal payment. Normal system. In JIT system, I will continue to pay for 150 hours. I'll continue to pay for 150 units with an assumption that you cannot retrench laborers suddenly and bring new laborers when you want. My assumption is in month 1 and month 3, I'll be paying them for 150 units, and for the excess units, I'll incur overtime cost, which is 10 units into 20 hours into 6 rupees. 10 units into 20 hours into 6 rupees. This is my excess cost. Somebody can argue that in these months, why should I pay for 150 units? I'll pay for a lower units if that flexibility was there. 20 hours into 3, you will pay only for 120 units. Balance, you don't need laborers. So you will tell them that you are not needed. You please move out of the company. You please, the question is not very clear. So I'll write the assumption in the end. But there is this possibility also. This possibility also. Now understand this clearly. The incremental cost in this case, is 2,400 rupees. The incremental cost in this case is 2,400. In case you are not paying, listen carefully, in case in month 1 and month 3 you are not paying for entire 150 units, then the overtime cost is only extra 3 rupees. Overtime cost is only extra 3 rupees, because what will happen is in month 1 and month 3 you save some normal time. In month 2 and month 4 you pay that as overtime. But when you pay that as overtime, you pay certain amount as extra. That extra is 3 rupees. That is the relevant cost. If you make an assumption saying no, every month I have to pay 9,000, I don't have a choice, every month I have to pay 9,000, then my relevant cost is this extra 6 rupees as it is, the overtime premium as it is. I am making an assumption that you will have to continue to pay for minimum of 150 units in month 1 and month 3. You will continue to pay for minimum of 150 units in month 1 and month 3. If you are not paying for 150 units in month 1 and month 3, then technically the overtime cost is the incremental 3 rupees. Overtime cost is only that additional 3 rupees. Now additional is not 3 rupees. Additional is entire 6 rupees. Any doubts in this? Anybody has any doubts? You want me to explain again? Let me know. Overtime cost. I'm making an assumption that you will continue to pay for 150 units. You will continue to pay for 150 units.
Sir, the 6 rupees, does it contain the 3 rupees normal rate, sir?
It does include that 3 rupees. 200%. 200%.
Could you explain it again, sir? Sorry.
Okay. In case you are saving, so you will have to see when you do overtime, when you do overtime, you're going to pay rupees 6 per hour. So this is your cost. Normal time, is there any saving? Is there any saving in month 1 and month 3? Is there any saving in month 1 and month 3? No saving. Company has to pay for entire 150 units. Then incremental cost is 6 per hour. This is what is happening in this question. Some question you may say, is there any saving? Yes, company will save rupees 3 per hour. Then incremental cost, the extra cost is only balance 3 per hour. When will you save 3 rupees? You will save 3 rupees in month 1 and month 3. You will save 3 rupees in month 1. And how are you saving? Earlier you were producing 150 units, now you are producing only 120 units. That 30 units is the saving. My overtime cost is 4,800. Overtime cost is 4,800. Cost savings due to jet production, rupees 400. Cost savings due to jet production, rupees 400. I'm making an assumption that you will be paying for minimum of 150 units even in month 1 and month 3. That's the assumption.